Good afternoon, New Bedford Guide South Coast followers. It's Mike Sylvia with New Bedford Guide, doing our cannabis education show with Bask Inc. from Fairhaven. Tune in every month. We like to do this show, get kind of people what's going on with Bask. So in the studio today, I have two reps from Bask, and we'll start with Ashley, who is the marketing rep. Give us kind of like a one-on-one what Bask is about.
Sure. So Bask is a locally owned and operated cannabis dispensary located in Fairhaven. We're at 2 Pequod Rd, which is right off of Alden Road. So you'll see we're right down the street from Jake's Diner, from Walmart. Easy to get to. We are open 7 days a week for medical and adult use. That's registered patients and adults 21 and up. For medical, we're open from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. and for adult use, we are 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. 7 days a week. So yeah, we are here. We're happy to talk today with you on New Bedford Guide. Hello, everybody. Today we are introducing our newest member of the team. This is Alina, our education specialist at Bask.
Hello.
So talk about your job.
My job is really unique. I kind of pinch myself every single day that this is what I do, but my job is essentially to provide any information to patients and consumers that are really in need of it. I have people coming in, all sorts of age groups, starting levels. I have first-timers to old school users that are really seeking relief for a various multitude of reasons. So my job is to kind of figure out what their issues are and address them and kind of help to create a treatment plan based on whatever is it that's kind of the issue that we need to address at that time.
Yeah, I think it's important. It's not like alcohol. You go to the liquor store, you might have a guy who helps you out looking for like a certain white line.
Right.
A little more complex, a little more, because really cannabis is medicine for a lot. Most people still, I think, in the country is more. Most states are medical, illegal, not recreational.
Right.
So it's still considered medicine. So you need a little bit more care than say alcohol, right?
A little bit more nuance. There's a little bit more nuance than that, and you know, just people I think are only familiar with THC. So when you start talking about different cannabinoids, it's like, oh, I didn't even know that was a thing, and then all these different things add up to the greater whole, and that's where the benefits come from. It's like, you know, empowering people and educating people is really like the most important thing, and the more knowledge they have, the more control they have over their own treatments too. And you're not going to get that, obviously, you know, at a liquor store. You know, you're getting medicine here, and if you want to use recreationally, you know, I'm here to help either department. You know what I mean? It's really whatever your questions are, I'm here to kind of direct that.
Yeah, it might be on a simple level, like where someone's like, I want relief, but I don't want to get high. And you say, okay, CBD or CBN, I think, or some of these other things.
CBN is great for sleeping. CBD is really good for anti-inflammatory. A lot of my patients currently are not looking to get high. We have a lot of elderly people. Most of our patients are over 65. We have a lot of people really not looking to get intoxicated. We are kind of in a place right now where I think everyone's anxious. So a lot of people are really trying to alleviate anxiety, and CBD is a really good option for them without the intoxication.
It's great because you can still go through your day and function, but you can still find that relief from a cannabis product.
Right.
Yeah, and it's CBD is pretty much you can order through the mail now. It's like really become, we went from you know, this major war on drugs to now you can just order it through the mail a lot of times. And they're in gummies and stuff like that, right? So they get more accepted, and I think 10 years from now it's going to be very acceptable as far as like on every corner store, those kind of things.
I hope so. I mean, we're moving in the right direction.
Yeah.
Well, and right now too, the legal cannabis market is still very new in Massachusetts, and so we do have a lot of people that come through our doors who have a lot of questions. Even people who maybe used cannabis in college back in the day, they may not understand kind of what's available on the market now. So I'm sure you get a lot of questions about what products are available or types of consumption are available as well. So maybe someone doesn't want to smoke. What options do we have? And Alina's a great resource for that.
And the website has a lot of details, right, on there?
Yeah, we have probably like the largest menu on the South Coast. So we have topicals, tinctures, edibles, vapes, pretty much. If you're seeking an alternative to smoking, we can like basically set up a treatment plan with topicals too. So it really is a very individualized process to kind of figuring that out too, and figuring out how people want to medicate as well. And we have so many things to choose from.
One thing that kind of sets us apart as well is if you do have questions, you don't have to be standing up at the counter talking to someone in front of a line of people where you might be anxious. We have a dedicated room where you can sit one-on-one with Alina or any of our education specialists to really get your questions answered, to talk about the different products. You're not rushed. You know, we'll take as much time as you need, but we also offer consultations over the phone. So if you're not ready to come in, or maybe you're continuing to social distance for health reasons or anything like that, we're available over the phone or by email as well.
Okay, so people can call you up, send you an email, all on the website.
Yep.
It's at baskinc.com, right?
Come-to-bask.com.
Come-to-bask.com. If you type Bask Fairhaven in Google, you'll find us. Yeah. I saw Chappie at the South Coast Job Fair, so you guess you're hiring, huh?
We are, yeah. Our team is growing. When I started at the company 3.5 years ago, we had about 15 employees. We are now at about 115 employees, so we love being a resource for jobs in the South Coast. And being a locally owned company is great because you have that great tight-knit family atmosphere at work. Yeah, production and processing is in Freetown, right? And then, of course, the retail store is in Fairhaven. Yep. So you get 2 locations you potentially could work at. We are growing. They are, always. I stopped by last week and shot a video, and there was someone who used to work in, I won't mention names, they used to work in brewing alcohol, and now they're just got hired a few weeks ago to actually help do the grow, which is pretty cool. And that's, I think you're going to see more and more the alcohol industry and tobacco industry transition into a much healthier, cannabis industry. Yeah. So even consumers are moving away from alcohol and cigarettes and finding that cannabis can kind of be a way to get off of those substances. Right. Yeah, it's supposed to, the data is showing that every time a dispensary opens in a city or town, the addiction rate to opioids actually is reduction. Right. So it's actually a war on, if you want to fight the war on opioids, which used to be a doctor prescribing you, right? Now it's now it's starting to come back a little bit. It kind of had a little bit of relief, I think, last year, but now it's starting to come back as we get back out into the population. But so what are some of the most common questions that people ask you?
Well, a lot of people are coming in just to see what alternatives there are to smoking. We have a lot of people looking to combat anxiety. I don't think a lot of people are really aware of the different components of cannabis. It's like as soon as you kind of open up that little box, the more questions come at you. And I feel like, I think dosage is another thing that people are not aware of, is how do I find what's right for me? And again, that's an individualized process. I always tell my patients not to compare notes with anybody else, because whatever works for them is not necessarily going to work. Everything is going to have to be like an individualized plan. And I think those questions are about dosage, types of ways to medicate orally, whatever it is. People aren't even aware that those things exist. All they see is weed and flower. They don't even, so it's just, we're here to, you don't have to do that, but you can still feel better. Yeah, people don't understand. It's becoming a vast amount of products. And you think of cannabis from the 70s and 80s, it was pretty much all smoked, right? And then, of course, there was those brownies at parties and stuff. So now it's now there's, edibles, and it's all regulated by the state. Yes. Everything is regulated by the state. So everything we're talking about here is regulated by the state. Now there's creams, right? Because you talk about anti-inflammatory properties, so people use creams. Yep. So it's becoming health. You're going to see them in a lot of maybe feminine stores down the road and other kind of things like that, right? Yeah, so product breadth is out there. And that's a lot of questions. Lots of stuff is coming out. I think I come in every week and there's new stuff on our menu, and I always have to play catch up to be like, all right, what do we add this week? My mind is always blown at how many options there are. Anything that you could potentially infuse with cannabis, it's probably available, and there's some medicinal. And then the thing is, you don't need to have the THC as a beneficial element to that. There's so much more to it than that, and that's what we're here for, and kind of figure out how we can help people. Yes, I think that's critical, is the education piece. Right. People need to, if you have any questions, again, just Google Bask Fairhaven, you'll find it. Come to bask.com. Yep. So check it out, but they can just call or email. And how many people are like you that work there? I am one education specialist, and we have Natalie as well. So there's always someone 5 days a week available to respond to emails, phone calls, and you don't need to make an appointment. You can literally walk in and say, I would just want to talk to someone. You can be adult use or medical, and then if you want to become a medical patient, we can walk you through that and help you schedule appointments as well. So we're here for all that.
So there's a question I'll have is like vaping, right? There was a kind of like a vape crisis a few years ago. What's the vape like today?
Well, we go through pretty extensive testing to make sure we use all of our products are 100% tested, and I believe that all of our cartridges are going to be surgical stainless steel or ceramic as well. Yep. But we have to go through rigorous testing. The issues that they were having, obviously, with the vape issue was people. Again, this is when you're not buying things at a dispensary and you're buying
Black market
things
from China, I know you're going to say.
Vitamin E, whatever was in there. A lot of people, saving a couple of bucks here and there. It's like it's important to actually be able to go to a safe place, which is obviously why these types, like Bask and other dispensaries, are really important to have around, because that's how people get sick is, you're just going out and getting something.
Unregulated, untested product.
That's the key. You see articles all the time of, you see a kid who went to the emergency room and he was eating these Twizzlers that were in the black market that were like 10 times the dosage you would get in another thing. As you take more people from the illicit market to the legal market, it makes it much safer, because now you have the regulated, in my view, it's overly regulated, it's too regulated, but the safety that comes out of like Bask compared to going your local, and I don't want to say, but sometimes it's fentanyl put into these like black market pre-rolls and those kind of things. You got to be really careful what you get on the street, and that's why the dispensaries that were regulated by the state too much. They're putting tags on everything and taxing crazy stuff. So it's key to in my view, is transition to a safer, more healthy, and that's something that you have someone you can call and talk to about that.
So we continue that aspect of safety even when you walk through the door, right? So you're no longer meeting someone on the street or going to someone's house that you may not know very well. You're coming to a safe building that's well lit with friendly staff who are knowledgeable about the product. Everything is lab tested, as we mentioned. So Massachusetts has the highest standards for testing product. So that's checking for things like pesticides, molds, microbials, soil, anything that might be in that product that keeps it impure will never make it to market. So when you're purchasing something from the regulated market, like a legal cannabis dispensary, you know that you're getting something that has been tested and has been checked for any impurities. And it just makes it safer that way.
And people, when you think of a co-located medical recreational facility, it is like two dispensaries. It's not like, because there's privacy for the medical side, so you have different parking, different entrance. People need to understand that. It's not like the rec and the medical going in the same door and seeing each other. There is privacy and stuff like that.
HIPAA is still a thing.
Yeah, so that's, we did that specifically at Bask at the request of our patients. We've been open for medical since 2018. And at the request of our patients, they said, hey, we'd really like to have our own parking lot, our own entrance and exit, and staff that we can speak with. And we take their opinions and requests very, very importantly. So we made sure that when we did open for adult use, that we kept everything separate so that patients can continue to receive the same amount of care that they always have from our team.
Now there's two events upcoming, one you're sponsoring and one you're going to be at. So the Oktoberfest, New Bedford Oktoberfest, one of our favorite things to go to, raise a lot of money for a good cause, so you're going to be sponsoring that event.
Yeah, we are the lead sponsor for that event, so happy to help support, and our team will definitely be there celebrating and having a good time as well. October 2nd in New Bedford. The event is from 3 p.m. until midnight, so should be a good time. Yeah,
and we have a link on our site. You can buy tickets. We get hired to promote the event as well, so it's kind of a nice thing. And then Chowderfest is coming right after that, a week later, on October 9th.
Yeah,
and you'll be at that location.
We will actually be at that event with a table. Alina will be there as well. If you have any questions, please feel free to stop by, meet the team, say hello. That's always a great event. We've been doing that for the last few years, so excited to have some chowder and meet the community. Yeah,
we've gone 2 years without these events. Even the feast got canceled this year. Everything got so this is kind of nice as vaccination levels get higher and people can get out and kind of get back to normal again, hopefully, and hopefully we don't have to deal with COVID again after all this. But so it's kind of nice to be back out in the
Yeah.
in the community, and I know that part of Bask's mission is to get out there and do some things for the community. And the money that South Coast Business Alliance raise, they send it all to these like fantastic causes. So that's
Yeah.
a great one. And then the Chowder Fest, I think is that run by the Chamber, I believe,
Yep.
or yeah. So another good organization. So all right. So anything you want to close with?
Just thank you for having us on today. And again, you can find out more information on our website, cometobask.com. We are located in Fairhaven at 2 Pequod Road, open for both medical and adult use.
All right, so thanks for coming in,
Thank
and
you.
we try to do this each month, which is a cannabis education show. Just kind of bring you from the legal side and what's going on. And Bask is a fantastic sponsor of New Bedford Guide, and it's great to have them in here and chat. So thanks for tuning in. We'll see you guys next month.